Hello fellow basement dwellers, in today's video we will be talking about two very notable guilliman assassination attempts. Please enjoy today's video. For it to be considered an assassination attempt, it can't be Magnus or Mortarion challenging him to an honor duel. It has to be like a genuine assassination attempt. The first of which was actually when the World Bearers hadn't revealed their traitorous intent yet, and were actually on a joint mission with the Ultramarines, and all of a sudden, Guilliman just got vented into space, and was confronted outside in the vacuum of space by dozens of World Bearers all shooting at him with bolt guns. Guilliman somehow was able to get back, touching the whole of the ship, and just ran on the outside. I don't know how that works in space, but ran around the outside of the ship, punching World Bearers to death because he was unarmed and unarmored at the time, which I think is really funny. And the World Bearers who vented him out into space were hoping that that would kill him, but they just hold a massive, just unfathomably large screaming "Aah!" as he just ran around punching World Bearers to death until he was able to whip his way back into his ship and was just able to beat World Bearers to death until he was able to get his hands on his weapons. This assassination attempt went really effing bad, given the fact that they barely left a scratch on him, and they just deeply enraged him. Normally, Guilliman would leave offensives from the back, in some fortified bunker or on the bridge of his ship, giving orders. Nah, he led the World Bearer counterattack head on himself, killing thousands of World Bearers himself, and beating the crap out of Lorgoy. So yeah, I would rank this assassination attempt -5, because it just enraged him and made the World Bearer situation worse. Now, this second assassination made a lot more sense and was done by everyone's favorite legion, the Alpha Legion. The Alpha Legionnaires infiltrated a battle that the Ultramarines were taking place in during the Horus Heresy, killed several Ultramarine heroes, and then adorned their armor and weapons and their walls so that way they could get close to the Primarch Guilliman. After these so-called Ultramarine war heroes made it back to Ultramar, Guilliman met his false sons in his personal chamber to talk to them and congratulate them on their recent achievements, but he felt deeply uneasy because they were still acting as though they were in an active war zone. Usually these Marines in particular were very cordial and relaxed with Guilliman in private, so he was kind of on edge immediately. Guilliman was unarmed and unarmored, of course, and Guilliman felt very kind of anxious because it just didn't feel right, and he kind of blew his lid when he noticed that one of the Marines wasn't carrying his signature sword. And why does this happen? The Alpha Legionnaires attacked him, unloading bolt shells, chain swords, everything they could in close proximity to the Primarch, trying to kill him. This went really badly, because even though he was unarmored and unarmed, it's still a Primarch, and he essentially beat the majority of the Alpha Legionnaires to death, until the last one was there, and essentially began monologuing on how great he was, because the Alpha Legion's biggest problem is arrogance. And Guilliman was able to call for help, and was then quickly able to unarm and beat the Alpha Legionnaire to death. I would rate this assassination attempt a 7 out of 10. Probably would have worked if it wasn't for Guilliman's plot armor, and the fact that the Primarchs are demigods and everything. I'm actually very surprised that the two big assassination attempts that happened to Wilbur Goldieman is during the Horus Heresy and not the current era. I mean, don't get me wrong, it makes sense that they would try to assassinate him during the Horus Heresy, given the fact that he wielded an army of over 300,000 Marines, and was one of the greatest commanders, logistics specialists, and governors that the Imperium had. No, not one of the best, the best. But I'm actually very surprised that there haven't been more assassination attempts now that he is back in the setting. I'm honestly surprised the Alpha Legion hasn't tried anything. I don't know, maybe they're gonna be trying something soon. Now, don't get me wrong, attempts on his life has been made, but Magnus the Red, Mortarion, don't really count in my opinion. And yes, after the Horus Heresy, during the Great Scowling, he was almost killed and put into a coma by Fulgrim, but agreeing to an honor duel doesn't really sound like assassination to me. Guilliman just needs to stop punching above his weight. Also, speaking of assassination, obviously this is kind of random, but one really funny assassination attempt I saw is that when Nathaniel Shadowkin, essentially the best Space Marine of the Raven Guard, was on a scout mission trying to scout out Fulgrim and some of the other Traitor Primarchs, he just picked up a sniper and said, "Nah, I'm that guy," and shot Fulgrim in the eye, and Fulgrim didn't die or even go unconscious. He just started screaming and saying, "Ow, ow, 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 that really hurts, that really hurts. Oh god, I'm gonna die. But luckily, or unluckily, because fuck Fulgrim, Fabius Bio was there to save him. I don't know, I just thought that was a really funny assassination attempt, and it would have worked if it wasn't for Fabius Bio and Fulgrim having just really good regeneration. Also, sorry none of the assassinations shown in this video had anything to do with the Assassinorum. The Fulgrim thing was obviously just a random fluke that Nathaniel Shadowkin tried, and obviously the Assassinorum isn't gonna try to assassinate Guilliman. Anyway, what are your opinions on the Guilliman assassination attempts? Do you hope the Alpha Legion tries anything in the future? I think it would fit pretty well for them to try it in the future. Also, there's a bit of a big change in this video that you've probably noticed. My audio is sounding drastically different than I normally do, and that's actually because I borrowed my brother's Blue Yeti microphone, and if you like the new sound of the video, please leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below, because I actually have the money to buy a Blue Yeti microphone and all the equipment. So if you like this new audio, please let me know down in the comments, and I will make the change.